Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here. Today we are working on Roxy's weekly challenge, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this one. It wasn't, as I was watching the video, it wasn't immediately hitting my buttons. It may just have been that I was tired. I don't know. But by the end of the video, I had to watch it over like 3 segments, just with hubby being home and things like that. It took me 3 goes to actually watch the whole video, and by the end of it, it's like I was grabbing my stuff out to do it. So let's get into it. The project is tags or journal cards or both, fabric samples, so swatch it, just little bits of fabric scraps, and labels. Rachel used a combination of digitals and real ephemera. I believe it was real. May not have been. It might have been a scanned copy. Not sure. For her bases. And something twigged in my brain, and I recalled that I had these clothing labels. Size, label, style, batch, quantity. I picked these up a couple of years ago at least. Put them away, filed them away like a good girl in their home where I can grab them from. Never to be seen again. Like, I just forget they're there because they are put away. Yeah, which is probably part of the reason that my place is in such a state, because if I put it away, I forget I've got it. Anyone sort of understand what that's like, or is it just me? Okay, so I have these, and I thought these would make great little bases for this project. They are white. Somewhere I have orange ones, but I saw these first. I didn't see the orange ones, and I'm thinking the orange ones would be a little bit limiting in terms of the color palette I could use. So we're going with white. I'll probably want to distress them, you know me. Now, to give them a little bit more interest before I add the fabric and the labels, I've got this coffee dyed bit of pattern instructions here, and I thought, we're working with fabric, what could be more perfect than adding a little bit of pattern material. I was going to say pattern instructions is what I meant to say. There's some marks on some of these, and it's caused by the little metal eyelets that came in them. So where they've been stacked up, sometimes they've rubbed or got a little bit of rust marks. So they're not dirty per se, it's just from being squished together and that. So I'm not too worried about that. So I'm just going to start by popping on a few bits of pattern paper here and there. So nice and easy, just to jazz up the background a little bit. Not going to go overboard, but I thought it would be a nice little addition to kind of go along with the story of fabric samples, because that's what the idea is that they're fabric sample cards or journal cards or tags. So we can see the reverse side of the pattern through that. That's fine. Just looking at which side. That black line there is quite easy to see through it, and I don't like the black line so much. I'm going to vary the position, because why not? Otherwise I guarantee I'll get a little bit bored with if I just do them all the same. I'm not worried about covering up the text on these tags, whether I do or don't. It's just, again, just making them different. So how are you all today? Are you having a fantastic week? I hope so. Hubby has gone back to work today. This is Wednesday as I'm recording. So that's nice, leaving me free to kind of get back to my routine. And I was editing today's video in my little home office this morning. And oh my gosh, it was driving me absolutely bananas. It is so cold. As I'm recording this, it's only 4 degrees Celsius. So it's super cold. It was -1 first thing this morning. And I'm just cold. And it was so cold, even with the heater going in the office, that it would take like 10, 20 clicks of the mouse button before the computer would actually register the action. It was not fun, I tell you people, it was not fun, because that just delayed the amount of time I had to spend in the cold, which did not make me happy. And I had gloves on, and so when I was typing, I was hitting all sorts of weird characters and the caps lock by accident, and so I had to take my gloves off, and my hands just got colder and colder. So miserable. I know I complain a lot about being cold because I'm just cold. But today takes the cake. It's the coldest day we've had so far this year, and there's a big frost. Biggest frost we've had this year. Given that we're at the beginning of winter, you know, that's not unusual that we haven't seen huge frosts yet this year. But this one's a good one. Definitely a good one. I'm just cold. I am cold, and I could not get to sleep last night because I was cold in bed, so I ended up turning my electric blanket back on for a couple of hours until I got to the point where I thought, I think I can turn it off and go to sleep now. I only had it on low so that if I fell asleep with it on, it wouldn't be a problem. No, not too much of a problem. But yeah, it's just so cold. I hate when I get to that point where nothing I do will warm me up. And it takes a long time to warm back up from a frozen state. Thanks, all my medical conditions. You make life really, really fun. Not. But anyway, that's okay. I am feeling slightly warmer, but my legs are cold, so I'm thinking I might have to go put leggings on underneath my pants, underneath my track pants, which is often what I do in winter, to double layer everything. Sometimes triple or quadruple layer, anything to try and keep myself warm. So I hope wherever you are, that you are warm and comfortable, or cool and comfortable, depending where in the world you are. It's definitely a cold one here, but it's a beautiful day. It's sunny, and it's going to be lovely. Sorry, just trying to get rid of a little scrap of something off my desk there. Unfortunately, that's not going to make much difference inside, but at least we can go out and stand in the sun and go, oh, it's so lovely. So that's something to look forward to this afternoon when it's, you know, when that frost is gone for sure. All right, we're sipping my coffee. I'm also drinking hot drinks like constantly this morning, just for my hands and for my insides to warm up. Okay, let's play with some fabric. So I've just got a bunch of different fabrics here, a lot of which I was given, and we're just going to kind of play and see what we come up with. So I've got my pinking shears here as well, so we might do some with pinked edges and some with torn frayed edges, just to see the different look. Again, avoiding being bored with the same thing all the time, although we're going to be working with different fabrics. So now these are quite small, so I'm not going to have room for a lot of different fabrics. or labels. Whereas if you're working with a larger piece, then you have more real estate for putting larger pieces of fabric or more of them. So I will be limited, and that's not a bad thing, actually. Not a bad thing. And I am just going to use glue stick. We may grab out some lace. We shall see. So yes, very happy that hubby's gone back to work. He's not 100%, but he's okay. And I think if he didn't have to pick up his mum from the cancer house tonight, then he may not have gone to work. I don't know. That's just... Now I'm just going to not lay it completely flat. I want some texture in there, some wrinkles. Hard to see. I think you probably can't pick up those wrinkles on the camera, but they add texture. You can feel them, and in real life you can kind of see the shadows they cast and things. Okay, that's the first bit on. I probably work in colour theme-ish for this, but we'll see how it goes. It's just so fun having lots of different fabric scraps to work with. Because by and large they are very scrappy from a quilting friend, I don't have to be worried about, oh, I could do a big project with that because it's a big piece, because mostly I don't have big pieces, which is awesome, really. Sometimes we can look at something and go, oh, but we could use that for something else, you know, because it's a certain size or something. And then we don't end up using it because we don't do that other project. Well, I'm speaking of myself, you know, because we don't get time, or we forget, or the motivation doesn't come, or it's like, yes, we could do that project, but I don't actually want to. So why not just use it? So it's good having just these little bits that I don't have to feel precious about. And I don't have to feel precious about cutting, you know, taking off a bit and making it even smaller. I quite like those bits, but I don't want them quite so long. So take that off. The glue stick works quite well. I have used glue stick before for fabric and was quite surprised how well it worked. And Rachel, in her video from Roxy Creations, was using glue stick as well. It's got some fluff on there. Let's get rid of that. Does depend on your fabric, I think, the weight of it and the quality of your glue stick. Again, I just want some bunching, sort of create wrinkles and then kind of smooth them down a little bit. So they're wrinkled but they're flat, if that makes sense. Okay, another little snippet. Do we want some orange? No, don't like the orange on that. Just leafing through my pile here. This is a gorgeous piece. Look at that. Apples. Elizabeth Studio. Pattern number 26. As long as it's no other numbers after that, I don't know, because that's where it cuts off at the end of the 6. So it could be 263 for all I know. But isn't that pretty? All right. The lovely lady who gave me these fabrics makes applique cushions, mostly for children. So there's a core design which is all patchworked of whatever that child is into. So it might be a tractor or an astronaut or a unicorn, whatever, and then the child's name. and they are very popular. She sells at the local market and she also sells online. And she's got enough business to keep her going, but without being too much of a burden, because she doesn't want to get to the point where she's, you know, got no time to do anything else. She also runs the local farmers market. Well, when I say runs, manages it, along with all the other stall holders, but she oversees it and does all the posting on Facebook and stuff like that. So she is a very busy lady. Put this one up that way. Keeping that crease in there, just because I'm enjoying having a little bit of extra texture in there, and it's something Rachel did in some of hers, and I thought that's really fun. Doesn't need to be completely flat. Let's keep an idea that it's a, you know, somebody's put these swatches on and they've just glued them down and they haven't worried about, you know, it being perfect. And I think that's awesome. Okay, so for labels, I am going to look at my labels that I did as part of one of Rachel's other projects recently, the stamping labels. So I might just pop them all out here. Probably not that big one because we've only got a little card, little tag. This one with numbers could be quite fun. Maybe something bigger down the bottom. I'm looking for the red, if you can't tell. I've kind of got this theme going on. This is one from a little map, which doesn't really matter which way it goes because there's no text on it. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that. I'm not going to ink around the labels themselves. I'm not going to mess make these guys. Yeah, I'm just going to enjoy the process and make them one at a time and just have fun. So yes, hubby is picking up his mum from the cancer house tonight, and so he's going to be late home. So I've kind of finally got a plan of what we're going to do for dinner, because he won't be home until probably about 7:30, which is too late for me to eat. So I'm going to cook something up and I will eat at the normal time, which is for us is 6:30. And then reheat for him when he gets home. So if he's a bit later than that, that's fine. If he's a bit earlier, that's fine. But I have to take medications 1/2 an hour after I eat, and then 1-2 hours after that. So if I don't eat at a proper time, then I can't have my last medication before I go to bed. It's when I say medication, it's supplements, but they're essential supplements for me. Okay, that's super cute. It does need distressing though. So let's take a moment, and also I would like to put something in the eyelet. How fun that I don't even have to put eyelets in because they're already preloaded. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Very, very handy, I must say. Now, I will also distress the back. I probably won't put you through that on camera. Maybe I'll do this one just to kind of give you an idea of what I'll do with all of them once they're done. So I'm going to distress the back. So I'll only do the back on this one, just so you know. And then the backs are white, so I'm also going to do something to make the backs a little bit more interesting. Just a touch. I do have some new stencils, but I haven't got them at my desk. They are across the room, so I'll use one of my older stencils. Thought this number one would be quite cool. So just going to pop that on. Is it tall enough? It is tall enough. Look at that. Isn't that good? Basically, it's a little bit missing at the top and bottom, but not enough to worry about. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a dress up on the back. And I may switch out stencils between them again, just to make it more interesting for myself and make them all a little bit different to each other. Yeah, so still writable, but it's all of a sudden just got a bit going on. Right, a topper. Let's do a topper. I don't think I want to use fabric. What's in my little bowl here? This little snippet of red lace might... Oops, even that's got cotton threads on it. Make a loop, push it through the hole, and then put the ends through the loop. Oh, isn't that cute? That is so cute. The first one is done. Yay, I'm happy with that. Okay. Let's put my glass lid out of harm's way because I'll probably be in that lace again. Right, next one. Let's go for a different colour. I'll probably do all the front distressing off camera as well, rather than make you sit through watching me ink them all, and that means we might get a little bit more done. Right, let's go with this pretty floral. Oh, there's a small scrap there. Like how this is kind of not straight. So I think I'll add a kink on this side as well. Just because that's fun. Now which side? Which side? I think that's the right side. That looks a little bit darker. Might put that one at the bottom. So I'm not laying things out and composing it, then gluing down. I'm just gluing as I go. I think that maybe will make it a little bit quicker, but I'm also, you know, committing. It's like, yep, I like that, so I'm just going with it. So this one maybe I'll do flat. I won't do the wrinkles, unless the wrinkles happen without me trying. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? What about a bit of this floral? Why not? Whoops. Just a thin little strip. Up the side there. I am getting quite sticky, just so you know. Inquiring minds and all that would like to know how sticky I'm getting. I'm getting reasonably sticky, but I'm not reaching for a baby wipe yet, so not too bad. I've got one in a glass to the side of me if I find that I need to freshen up my fingers from the gluey state. Okay, I love all these threads hanging off. I think they're just super fun. Okay, we need, I think, one more piece. You know, 3s are always a good way to go if you're uncertain. Then 3 or 5 is a good option. Getting a bit stuck all over me. Might be reaching for that baby wipe sooner than I thought. How about if we just kind of overlap all those 3 bits? I like that. That's something a little different too. I'm just gluing off to the side. Oops, not quite that much overlap. Don't want to cover all our pretty bottom piece. You've got all this lovely fringing out the side there from the fray. Okay, now labels. We have more colours going on here, so we can, it's wet wipe time, people, because things keep sticking to me. Little bits of cotton. And how about another sip of my coffee? This is my 3rd coffee, and I've also had a hot juice as well. So I'm just throwing down the liquids today. Not that one. Not sure about that. That one I don't mind. No, too big. It covers, because we've only got a small space here, covers too much for my liking. I'm also looking at shape of labels. I don't want to put all the same shape. Here's a map one. I quite like that actually, and maybe we could go with okay, now I'm looking at 1 pink and 2 black. That's bugging me. What else have we got? So either change this one out for a black. Do I have that in black is the question. Got this other map, but it's, oh, that one's vertical. Do I mind the colour? No, that's it. Going to work with that, or go with that, I should say. So this is Roxy's weekly challenge 20 something. Is it 22, 23, 21? I don't know. Something like that. It'll be in the title and on the thumbnail. So yeah, it's incredible. It's almost, you know, getting close to halfway through the year. I find just completely bonkers idea that we're so far through the year. Amazing. Have I achieved as much as I would have liked to have achieved this year? No. One always feels like they could achieve a bit more, but I've done pretty well. I have to say I have done pretty well. But now that the cold's hit, getting digitals done in the office is very difficult, especially when the computer's not liking the cold either. So I would have liked to have produced digitals all the way through the year, and I will still try, but I just know I'm not going to be putting out as much in the digital way as what I did at the beginning of the year. And that's sad because I love doing them and I've got ideas. But if my fingers aren't functioning and if my computer isn't functioning properly because it's too cold, well, there's not much I can do about that. And that's with a heater on. Right, so it will be distressed. Don't you worry about that. It's actually sewn together, that bit of lace. It's 2 bits joined together. Not the right colour for that though. About this, well, that's probably enough for a couple of pages, so we might not use that. Oops, it's a little bit of fabric. We can probably use those bits of fabric. A little bit of, it's probably not long enough actually. That's not long enough. Don't want blue, I don't think, and some of those are a bit wide. Do we want blue? No, we don't want blue. There's also some ribbon in here. It's had a hard life by the look of it. No, it's not the right colour either. Okay, I think, where's that other bit of white lace that I had? Here it is. Let's go with the white lace. Oops, bits flying all over the place now. So, go about there, I think. So I might take the lace out in order to distress around the edge better. Oh look, it's all bendy, which is fine. Might just trim it down a little bit and give it an angle top. Cute. Oh, to me it's not finished without the distressing, but I'm going to resist. So we can make another one. How are we going on time? Yeah, we're going fine. Let's grab this one. And maybe one of these fabric scraps that I pulled out of my little glass dish. Probably don't want all of that. I also want to do one with pinking shears just to see the difference. You know, we might like that look, or just for a change. Some might even prefer it. Some people don't like frayed edges, so pinking shears is a good way to go for those people who don't like the fraying or the tearing. Because we're all made differently, aren't we? We all have different aesthetics, and what appeals to one doesn't appeal to all of us. But we all enjoy the junk journal world, don't we? There's a bit of rusty spot up there, so I am going to actually put this one at the top. Not that the rust is a problem, but just to cover it. Right. Do we want to put this? Don't like that stitching in the middle actually. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it actually kind of works quite nicely with that. I am going to use my tacky glue though for the lace. Just going to kind of eyeball where the lace is going to go. Doesn't even really matter which side is the right side. Here we go, that. And I spy another piece that might work really nicely. I also like that it's a really weird shape. Sorry, I was a bit slurpy there when I had my sip of coffee. It's getting quite cold. And a cold drink on a cold day, not so pleasant. How about something like that? That's kind of fun, isn't it? Now, which side's the right side? That. This one, I'm going to glue stick, but I'm also going to tacky glue just where it goes across the lace, because I'm not sure how well it will stick down on top of the lace with the glue stick. So I'll do glue stick first and then we'll see, but I suspect I'll be adding the tacky glue as well. Oops, and I haven't got glue under the edge of that lace, so let's just add a bit in there. Too much, but that's okay. Actually, I think that's yeah, not sure that it will stay. I was thinking it's not doing too bad on top of the lace, but we don't really want it going anywhere. So, oops, come on. I think my fingers are sticky and I'm pressing down and then just lifting it straight back up because it sticks to my finger. I think that's the problem happening there. So let's get in with the card. And give it a press. Okay, definite colour theme going on, isn't there? Now I know I don't have any labels that work with those, or that match those colours, I should say. Although I do have some orange ones, so that might not be too bad. That actually fits right against the edges there. But do I like that? Not sure if I do. This blank bit up here to me needs something. So I think I'll lay it off the edge. And just trim off the excess. This map's quite good because the street names go every which way. There's not an up or a down. So it doesn't matter which way on it gets glued. It will still work, still make sense. Just trim off those excess bits. My scissors are now getting gluey as well. Sorry about the squeaky chair. I keep thinking that I should get hubby to oil it, but I actually don't know where he would oil it. Like what part. I think it's the back, but there's a what's the word? You know, when it squeezes up and down. Concertina, like plastic sheath, and I don't know if you can actually get in there to oil underneath that, so might just have to live with the squeaky chair. Doesn't bother me unless I'm on video, if I'm perfectly honest. Might put that one down there, and because it's going over top of the lace, I'm just going to use the tacky glue. And I can see I had the label upside down because the text on the back, it's out of a gardening book. Pop that right down the bottom, just leaving a little bit of the card showing at the bottom, which will carry the ink when we distress, or when I distress. Okay, one more. Okay, I definitely need to do some like more colours in different sizes because I seem to only have the orange in this shape and size from what I can see. So there's definitely gaps in what I stamped. which is usually the way, you know, when you do some and you think you've covered all your bases, but you haven't actually. Maybe just a black one. I feel like I need something this way. And you'll see I'm doing groups of 3. Okay, and this is going over fabric, so I am going to tacky glue this one as well. Oh, the fire's dying down. I can feel the cold creeping up, getting a bit worse again. Definitely need to go do something about the fire. And I'm going through so much wood today. It's just like I'm cold, throw another bit of wood on, even though it's like blazing away. It's comforting. Seeing the flames is comforting. Okay, and for the top, do we want to put the white lace in? Yep. This bit's too long, but I'm just going to trim it off and throw out the excess. And then I'll be using up my stash, which is something I do need to try and do, is use what I've got in my stash, because I'm not going to stop adding to it. And literally the house is going to explode if I don't try and use what I've got as well as the new stuff. And when I say new stuff, I mean like thrifted stuff from op shops and the like, or that I've been given. Oh guys, I need to do another haul video. It won't be huge, but I definitely need to do another haul video. It includes a bag of ties that I was given last week, actually. I'd said to the lady that she'd put them up for free on Facebook, and I said to her, when I saw her next, I says, if you don't find a home for the ties, I says, I will take them. And so a week later she came and she says, I didn't find a home for the ties, so here you go. So I haven't actually even looked through them. They're a bit musty from being stored in a shed, so I need to wash them. It's not quite sitting the way I want, but it'll be fine. Like, it's, you know, it's just a tag topper. Time check. Oh, maybe we've got time for one more. Shall we try for one more? I mean, I've done 3. What if we could get 4 done? I'm going to do this one because it's got some fun graphics on there. Right, fabric. How about yellow? Because I've got quite a few yellow fabrics sitting in my pile here. Let's peel off a bit of interfacing. Ah, I was going to do pinking, wasn't I? Okay, let's make this the pinked one then. So we'll just ignore that cut that I did there. So it means a few extra cuts to get all the pinked edges sorted. See, I'm not being precious. It's like in the bin with you. Yeah, I think the pink is actually going to be quite fun as well, because it just gives it that different look with all the zigzags. So maybe this sampler of fabric was put together by a sewer as opposed to just a hobbyist, because they've taken the time to cut with pinking shears so it doesn't fray. Okay, just hunting to the bottom of the pile for the yellow bits. What about this fun bit? Look at those beautiful colours. It's not just yellow. As this one is, it's not just yellow either. See, it's gluey fingers, but it's sticking to me. It actually feels really good to use some of this fabric or more of this fabric. I've been using it in quite a number of projects, but it was a huge big bag, or actually more than one bag. Oh, that's a bit of interfacing. I was like, why is the glue gone into that weird zigzaggy pattern? It's like, how does the glue do that? It's because it's a bit of interfacing that I couldn't see. And it's the same colour as the glue, of course, being white. But yeah, I'm quite surprised by how much I'm paring down the bags that she gave me. I've still got a lot of the plains left though, because one of the bags had mostly patterns and the other one had mostly plains. I still have a lot of the plains left. Do I want that, or do I want a brighter yellow? That one, I think. I think I'll make it longer. So put you back in the pile. That other yellow is more kind of a neutral yellow in my eyes. Would work on a neutral colour theme. Oh, I love that layout too. I think that's pretty. Now when I did those labels, I didn't stamp any yellow ones. So maybe we'll go black, or maybe green. Green actually might work because we've got green in each of these 3 samples. Oh no, over a bit. I don't want that to line up down the side here. So I need to push it over a little bit more. Oh, sticky. Give my fingers another wipe, particularly because we're swapping to paper now with the labels. Okay, green. We want one of these. Perhaps put that one there. No, I don't want another long one. Did I do any circles? I don't know that I did when I did these. Don't think I did any circles at all. So lots of gaps in my handmade labels. I need to go back and do some more, that's for sure. Don't know which way up that goes, and it doesn't really matter. See, I like this one as well, but it's the same shape. Although we could do what I did before and just take a snippet of something like that. Yeah, let's do that one. Put my pinking shears away. And these ones that I'm cutting in half, where there's a reasonable amount left, I will keep that and use that on another one. Right. In with the tacky glue. And the purpose of the labels is like the person's put samples and then put a note beside them. You know, you can imagine these are notes like, this is the skirt, this is the blouse, or pillowcases, curtains and sheets, or, you know, making little notes of what the samples are or what they think they'd be good for, or making a note of the brand or the color or what type of fabric it is, depending on, you know, the person doing the sampler, why they were doing the sampler. So yeah, that's the purpose of the labels, but we're just putting fun labels on that don't really mean anything. They just add to the look. I've got this little note down here that's off the pattern paper, which is actually quite fun. Right, so that's that one, and now we just need something in the top. About this bit of tulle. It's a tealy, greeny blue, more green than blue, I think, but anyway, it's one of those pretty colours. Is it long enough to do this? I might end up taking it out and just tying it instead, but oh no, that's okay. We've still got, you know, a good inch or a bit more than an inch at the top, so that works fine. So apart from the distressing, they are done. Let me just push all these labels to the side there, and let's have a look at what we did. Sorry for the reaching under the camera. So we've got this one with the yellow and green, I guess you could say. This one which has got more of the oranges. This one which is, I guess, more on the pink side, but it's florals. And then this red one, which is complete with the distressing and the stenciling on the back. So I'll give these three that same treatment as I did on this one. And there we've got 4 fun tags. So I didn't do any journal cards per se, but you journal on the back of tags. So essentially it's just a different shape journal card. And these have square edges. You could totally give them a tag shape if you wanted. Could snip the corners. I might snip these corners just for, again, something different, or round one of the corners. I don't know. Whatever takes my fancy. Thanks so much for joining me today, friends. Have a fantastic day, and I will be back tomorrow with the monthly masterboard challenge, making with our monthly masterboard. So if you haven't made your masterboard, you've still got time. Or if you haven't caught last week's video in the masterboard that we were making for this month, then you can go back and watch that and be ready for tomorrow's video and see what we make. Looking forward to it. I'll catch you then. Bye for now.